Hi guys, Ben England here from Evesham Martial Arts and TKDdrills.com. What we're going to do today is we're going to go through our top 5 tips for sparring for colour belts. It's a very daunting thing for colour belts to be thrown into doing sparring. Someone all of a sudden wants to hit you and you're going to go into fight or flight mode. So what we want to do is kind of go through some of our top tips, ways that you can improve your sparring for the colour belt. So I've got Flavia here with me, who's going to help me out, mainly as a punch bag. I'm joking, I'm going to be the punch bag most of the time. So tip number 5, starting number 5 guys, is to use the ring, the entire ring. You might be able to see on the cameras on the floor, we've got a nice little 3x3 ring here, which of course is absolutely tiny. What tends to happen is, especially lower grades when they come into tournaments, they just go forwards and then backwards and then forwards and then backwards with very little thought about different ways to use the ring. Okay? So if I'm sparring with Flavia, and Flavia decides she's going to come forwards and attack and attack and attack and attack, and oh no, I'm out the ring, the referee's going to bring us back, I'm going to get a warning, and it's going to attack again, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back, and go back, and thanks for kicking me in the face, Flavia, and then I'm going to get another warning, and the referee's going to tell us to continue again from there. Instead of going forwards and backwards, guys, you need to be aware of the different spaces that are in front of you. There should be different colours, and you've also got red and blue here, so when she comes forward to attack me, I'm going to go over here instead. I'm going to find a different way to go around. That's it. She's still going, but I'm still not stepped out of the ring. Still haven't got any warnings. And now I've got the space to counter her. Okay, so finding that space by using the ring is vitally important. Not just forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. So when you're sparring in your club, guys, nice, easy thing to do is to look for the spaces that you have on the floor and use that. Okay. If we've got people sparring on different rings, I don't want to see the people in this ring all the way over there. Okay, and that's tip number 5. Okay, tip number 4, always be moving. Sparring's very tiring. Someone wants to hit you and you've gone into fight and flight mode, your body tenses up and you don't quite know what to do with yourself. What tends to go out the window when you get tired, the first thing that goes out the window is your movement. So if you're always constantly moving, this is very tiring. And also you get knackered, this happens. And what's going to happen is if you've got an experienced sparring in front of you like Flavia and she sees me stop, she's going to do that and punch me in the face. You're enjoying this far too much. Okay? You've always got to move, no matter how tired you are, you've always got to move. Even if you're just bouncing here, you've got to let that person know that you're ready to react, so when they come forwards, no, you can get that counter in nice and easy, okay? So you must always be moving at all times. Anytime you set, your opponent's probably going to come for you, okay? Conversely, flip that around, guys. If you're sparring and your opponent sets, you should definitely be going forward, okay? The only exception being if it's a trap, and you don't need to know about those till you get to more black belt level. Okay, so tip number 4, always be moving. Tip number 3, guys, side on, front hand strong. Side on, front hand strong. When you're sparring, your opponent should only be able to see one of your shoulders. If they can see both, you opened your body up too much. So if you stand here for me, Vlad, if my body's opened up like this, where she can see both shoulders, she got all of this to attack, which she will. Okay? If I'm side on, and I've got my front hand nice and strong, she attacks that side kick, she's just going to hit my arm. Okay? So if I keep this front hand in line with my shoulder, when she throws that kick, it doesn't matter, and now I'm going to counter. Okay? When you get a little bit through the grades, when you get more towards black belt, you might hear coaches say you need to open up just a little bit. Okay? This is just to bring the backhand into play. Okay? So if you start side on here as a beginner, as you get a little bit more experience, you can step out a little bit and show the shoulder a little bit. It's still fine because if she does a side kick, hey, I've still got this front hand here to play with. This front hand is crucial. Never ever do this. I hate people sparring like this. This front hand should always be in line with your shoulder, stopping any kicks coming in. Okay? Gives you the added bonus when they come in with that kick. I can guide it as well if I want to. I can do all sorts of stuff like that. Okay? Side on, front hand strong. Tip number 3. Okay, tip number 2, finish with a kick. Whenever you come forwards with your hands, you finish with a kick. Okay? This gives the added bonus of giving the judges something extra to think about. If I'm sparring Flavia and she comes forward, you're going to punch me in the face, but you're going to do it lightly, please, Flavia. And she punches me in the face 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? She's probably not going to get 5 points. Okay? She might get 1, maybe 2 if she's lucky. I mean, if I stand like that, then she probably will. But my hands are going to be there, there's going to be moving. She's not going to get 5 points out of it. Okay? However, I think she can keep your back leg when you do this. If she comes forwards and throws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then throws the leg into here, there we go. She's definitely got the extra points. Okay, it's nice and easy for the judges to see. Okay, what that also ties into is that you should be initiating and finishing attacks. Yeah, you should be the one that's going forward, scoring the points, and you should be one that's finishing the flurry with your kick and then exiting round again before you go in with another attack. So what I wouldn't want Flavia to do is just attack, and just stay here and get kicks as well. Yeah, just throwing everything under the sun, trying to score. Okay, the refs are going to stop it eventually, and there's not a chance of all the points being scored. Okay, what I do want them to do is come forward and attack, bam, bam, make a throw kick, and then move, get some distance, move, and then come in again, bang, 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 bang. Always finishing with that kick, which nearly took my jaw off. Okay, so tip number 2, guys, make sure you always finish with a kick. Number 1 top tip, Taekwondo sparring for beginners, guys, you have to have a good side kick. Side kick in Taekwondo is the equivalent of a boxer's jab in boxing, obviously. Okay, you'll see lots of famous boxers work behind their jab. Klitschko's being a prime example. They'll work behind their jab and then set other things up with it. In Taekwondo, it's the same with a side kick. Okay, I might throw a side kick towards Flav, I might not score. Okay, but once I've thrown that side kick, oh look, now I can do this. Okay, once I've thrown that side kick, oh now I can do this. Okay, having a good side kick is crucial. You have to be able to set up other attacks with your side kick. If Flav throws a side kick so hard that it puts me off balance, there's so much more she can do to continue forwards and score her points. Okay? If she scores that side kick and she actually gets it here, and then I bring my guard down, look, there's still so much more she can do. You have to have a good side kick. Drill your side kick every week, okay? And it'll improve your Taekwondo sparring no end. So top tip number 1, guys, have a good side kick.